In an old house, a glass lid falls to the ground, rolling and hitting a tile. Amelie, prying open the tile, discovers a box hidden within. She finds a treasure trove, a box full of wonders that a boy had stashed away 40 years ago. From that moment, a thought takes root in her heart. She resolves to return the box to its original owner. If he is moved by the gesture, Amelie decides she will continue to do good deeds for others. She learns the boy's name from an elderly man and searches through phone books for any leads. Amelie goes door to door, but her search initially leads nowhere. Until one day, an old man who has been observing Amelie stops her and provides a name and an address. It turns out she had been looking for the wrong people all along. As the box's owner walks past a phone booth, the phone inside rings. He decides to answer, but there's no one on the line. That's when he spots the box. Amelie watches from a distance as he opens it, memories of youth swirling in his mind. Inside, he finds faded photographs, a deck of cards, but most strikingly, a toy bicycle that transports him back to his youth. The man visits a bar, orders a brandy, and marvels at the incredible turn of events, convinced he has a guardian angel. Amelie, content with her deed, strikes up a conversation with him. To him, she resembles a daughter he hasn't seen in years. Though they've been out of touch, he decides to reconnect and visit her, refusing to leave regrets in his life. Amelie's actions have reignited a man's zest for life, banishing the dullness from her world and filling it with a fresh, altruistic spirit. Amelie then helps a blind man navigate the bustling city streets, describing every detail she sees, becoming his eyes for those moments. At her workplace, a restaurant, she plays matchmaker for a couple, whispering to each about the other's unnoticed affections. Amelie's childhood was marked by tragedy after her mother died in an accident, leaving her father withdrawn. Hoping to mend their relationship, she encourages him to venture outside more, even as he shows little interest in doing so. One night, she sneaks back home, stealthily takes a Santa Claus figure her father dislikes, and disappears into the night with a mysterious plan. Finding herself locked out of the train station, Amelie spends the night in a photo booth. The next morning, she falls for a man rummaging through the booth's trash, convinced he is her soulmate. The man, named Nino, chases after a bald man from inside the station to outside, only to lose him when the bald man boards a train and escapes. Nino, riding his motorcycle, drops a package during the chase. Though Amelie and Nino are strangers with different pasts, both long for a sibling-like connection. Nino's package contains an album filled with torn and discarded photos from photo booths, including several of the mysterious bald man he's been tracking. Amelie, turning into a modern-day Zorro, sneaks into a man's apartment to commit a series of pranks. She cuts all his shoelaces, reverses the handle on the toilet door, replaces his toothpaste with foot cream, salts his liquor, and sets his alarm for 4 a.m. Her target is the unkind owner of the fruit shop downstairs, who mistreats his slow-working one-armed employee. At 4 a.m., the fruit shop owner is abruptly awakened by his alarm. Following his usual morning routine, the fruit shop owner heads to the bathroom to freshen up. Confused by the twisted doorknob, he still manages to enter and attempts to brush his teeth, only to scream in horror when he realizes the toothpaste has been replaced. Using a piece of rope as a shoelace, he becomes the hardest-working boss on the street. However, Amelie notices that he still speaks harshly to his employee the next day. Determined, Amelie revisits the fruit shop owner's home, switching his slippers for a smaller size and causing a short circuit in his bedside lamp by tampering with the wiring. She also replaces his light bulbs with ones of lower wattage and changes his mother's speed dial to a mental hospital. When the owner returns home, struggles into his tight slippers and finds only dim lighting, he senses something is amiss. Attempting to turn on his bedside lamp, he ends up calling the mental hospital instead. The elderly man who previously assisted Amelie is a painter who has been trying to replicate a painting countless times but struggles to capture the expression of a girl holding a cup. Amelie provides him with inspiration by sharing her own experiences, suggesting that the girl in the painting might be longing for a boy, much like Amelie misses the man she met at the station. Amelie visits the amusement park where Nino works, intending to return his album. After his shift, Nino finds a note on his car instructing him to bring 5 francs and meet at the park at 5 o'clock the following afternoon. Following arrows on the ground as instructed by Amelie over a public phone, Nino's curiosity is piqued by her inventive approach, leading him to a statue pointing towards a telescope. A young boy draws Nino's attention to the statue's finger, which directs him to a telescope. After inserting 5 francs, he finds the album in his backpack untouched. Amelie calls again, and when Nino inquires about her identity, she directs him to a page in the album where she has left a message with photos, asking if he wants to meet her. Nino is intrigued by the mystery. Seeing her father again, Amelie notices something is off. He shows her photos of a Santa Claus figure against various global backdrops, a tactic she used to encourage him to venture outside. The frequency of these photos increases, puzzling him as they all seem authentic. Unbeknownst to him, Amelie had arranged for a flight attendant to take these photos during her travels. One day, Amelie spots a notice posted by Nino asking for a meeting. She dresses up in a costume and takes a photo of herself in a photo booth. Just as she's about to leave, she stumbles upon the mysterious bald man Nino has been searching for. Nino finds clues left by Amelie in a photo booth and repairs the photo, setting the rendezvous at the restaurant where he works. Although he arrives late, Nino makes it to the date. Nino walks past Amelie, who fantasizes about him recognizing her. However, when he confronts her with a photo asking if she is the mysterious woman, Amelie lacks the courage to confess and flees. She leaves a note for him, which a coworker is instructed to slip into his pocket. Amelie then deliberately sabotages the photo booth and calls for its repair, leading Nino to the broken booth following the note. Nino searches for Amelie but instead finds the familiar red canvas shoes of the bald man he had been searching for. who turns out to be just a repairman for the photo booths. This revelation clears up his confusion. As Amelie musters the courage to approach Nino, a luggage cart unexpectedly interrupts her, scattering her accumulated bravery. By the time the cart leaves, Nino has disappeared. Nino inquires at the restaurant about the note and learns of the mysterious woman named Amelie, who is off that day. Meanwhile, Amelie returns to her childhood home and silently places the Santa Claus figure back in its spot. Upon returning to the restaurant, Amelie is told that Nino has gone out with a coworker, leading her to mistakenly believe someone else has taken her place in Nino's life. However, the co-worker is actually assisting her. As Amelie prepares to make a cake but finds herself out of yeast, she dreams of Nino as her lover and contemplates going downstairs to buy yeast. Just then, a knock at the door causes her to cautiously approach. Hearing no sound from outside, Nino leaves a note saying he will return and departs. Amelie watches him leave, hoping not to be noticed, but as Nino turns around, she ducks away. The phone rings. It's the painter, who has left something for Amelie in her bedroom. She finds a video message from him, calling her an angel who can withstand life's trials and urging her not to let opportunities slip away. Emboldened by the painter's words, Amelie rushes to the window, but Nino is gone. However, when she opens her door, Nino is there waiting. They enter the apartment, share a kiss, and Amelie finally finds love. The man whose album was returned reunites with his daughter and begins to care for his grandson. The painter finally captures the girl's expression in his painting, letting go of his obsession. Amelie's father packs his bags, ready to embark on his own journey, inspired by the adventures his daughter set in motion for him. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this.